You know what I just realized? Apart from the Dinosaur franchise, this is the only dinosaur film I've covered thus far on my channel. My god, is that pathetic or what? Now, whether that's good or bad, I'll let everyone watch and decide that. So Theodore Rex is a 1996 sci-fi, fantasy, I guess comedy? Which stars Whoopi Goldberg, who plays a detective in a dystopian era, who winds up getting partnered up with a obnoxious anthropomorphic talking T-Rex, named Theodore Rex. Although he's barely bigger than an average human, so I guess he's supposed to be a dwarf T-Rex? Hell, I'm putting more thought in here than the actual filmmakers probably did anyway. Theodore Rex himself is voiced by George Newbern. Now, if this doesn't already sound terrible to you, just know that Whoopi Goldberg herself hated making this movie so much that she actually walked off the set during the film's production. Unfortunately for her, due to contractual obligations, she was forced to return and finish filming. And there's several shots throughout this movie where we see her either just spacing out or just looking pissed off that can definitely back this up. But I mean, really, how bad could it actually be?
Yeah. Look at me, Katie! I'm a pterodactyl!
Guess I spoke too soon. Of course, with IMDb reviews such as horrible and disgusting, I already know I am in for an absolute treat. I mean, you guys can probably already guess that this film was a complete flop. It was originally intended for a theatrical release, but ended up going straight to video, which is probably for the best. Not to mention, this somehow costed $30 million to make. Yet even I have to admit, while this movie is undoubtedly a complete disaster and failure, it is such a beautiful disaster that you can hardly take your eyes off of it. So let's jump right in, shall we?
Once upon a time, in the future. At midnight tomorrow, billionaire Elazar Kane will launch his new Eden missile to bring on another ice age.
Seriously? We're really doing this? Alright, so basically this title scroll gives away the entire plot and synopsis of the entire film, so what's even the point in us watching the rest of the movie now? After this, we jump to our prologue, which is filmed in black and white, signifying that this is a dream. Here we see this warlock-looking dude sending a butterfly over to land on this dinosaur's nose, which then explodes. But it's alright, it was all just a bad dream. And now it's time to meet our hero of the movie, Theodore. Here we get to witness his entire morning routine, which he apparently does every single morning. And am I the only one getting serious Pee Wee Herman vibes here?
And a wiggle push they go, they're off. Ooh, it's cold, 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 cold. Warm. Perfect. Don't flush, please.
Also, we learn that apparently Theodore has a fetish for cookies, especially macadamian.
Oop, almost forgot. Cookie! Macadamia? Yes!
Ugh. So anyway, Theodore gets a call from his superiors letting him know that there has been a murder involving another dinosaur. So I guess that means that the dream we saw at the beginning did actually happen for real. So you're probably wondering, does the film provide us any sort of explanation as to how he's somehow able to see murders in his dreams before they actually occur in real life? Hell no! Fuck no, they don't give an explanation. Why the fuck would they? There's barely even an explanation as to why dinosaurs even exist in this world, or how they were even brought back from extinction to begin with. Not only that, but there's no explanation at all as to how dinosaurs have become assimilated to society, how they're all pretty much human-sized, why they wear clothes, or why even in the hell they're able to talk. Now we get introduced to Whoopi's character, who I guess is supposed to be an android apparently, and her partner, who are currently on a stakeout where they witness some rejects from RoboCop committing a crime. But for some reason they don't interfere or even attempt to apprehend the criminals then. Rather they wait until after all the shit's gone down, which makes perfect sense, because standard procedure for police is to wait until after the crime has been committed to actually do anything about it, right? Also, this poor bastard gets run over, which I cannot help but find rather comical. So next, we see Theodore, who I'm just gonna start calling Teddy, since that's what most of the other characters refer to him as anyway, infiltrating this buffet. Here we get some absolutely Oscar-worthy dialogue.
Rex, T-Rex.
I'm sorry. This is an invitation-only affair.
Really? How's this invitation, Frenchie? Huh? Commissioner Lynch.
Please tell me that's just supposed to be his tail. By the way, I hope you love slapstick humor because this film is filled to the brim with all kinds of gags. And not even in a good way like the Three Stooges or Evil Dead sequels.
Mr. Summers, excuse me?
Hey, pig.
6 of these.
As you may have guessed, Whoopi and Teddy get teamed up, and she is just thrilled about this.
He's a dinosaur.
Come on, Coltrane. He graduated from the academy just like you did.
He's a dinosaur.
It's almost like the movie's breaking the fourth wall in a way, and this is Whoopi Goldberg herself, realizing just how ridiculous and stupid this entire premise is. Also, apparently being a speciesist is actually a thing.
You're not a speciesist, are you?
Now, before we go any further with the story of this film, I feel the need to go over what is by far the best scene in this entire film. And by best, I mean stupidest. So Whoopi and Teddy go to a bar that is apparently ran by some dinosaurs in the hopes of finding their suspect. And we see what are supposed to be a lot of goofy antics with some of those bar patrons that are seen here. But honestly, some of these character designs are just plain creepy and unsettling. I mean, look at the mouth on this motherfucker.
Come on, flag this joint so we can carry on. I can make you heaven while the shades are dry.
And that's Whoopi just losing her fucking mind there.
Get down. Yeah, get back up again. Oh, yeah. Moving.
Man, that Triceratops is getting down. Also, my man has some serious talent here, considering he's able to sing without his mouth moving.
Yeah, get back up again. Oh, yeah.
Then we meet what's supposed to be a female Rex, but it's clearly just the same exact suit and character design as Teddy.
Make that low-down music trickle up your spine. Baby, I could warm you with this heart of mine.
Now back to the, quote, plot of this film. Teddy goes undercover and we see him stepping into this weird laser machine, which at first I thought this was going to be maybe something that sends him back in time, so that he could find out who the killer at the beginning was and maybe even prevent the whole murder from happening. But no, all it does is change his clothes.
Kill all the Muppets. Ella, this is not undercover. Push the button. Ella, undercover, por favor, please. Mahalo! I'm getting a wee bit of breeze in my lowlands, lassie. Work with me, will ya?
Seriously, what the hell is the purpose of all this? So finally, he decides on a suitable outfit, because I guess he thinks people aren't going to recognize him if he's wearing a vest. So I'm going to jump ahead a little bit here, but we see the warlock guy from the beginning meeting up with this old rich dude, who is more or less our main villain of the film, who kind of reminds me of an evil Walt Disney. Now, he's not much of a subtle villain either, considering the film does nothing to disguise the fact that he is very obviously a bad guy. Also, they wrote it into the text scroll at the beginning of the film who the bad guy's name was and what all of his evil plans were, so, you know, not much suspense there. Apparently, though, his whole master plan is to launch a nuke that will destroy mankind and bring on a whole new ice age. Why? Well, because he's obviously a speciesist, duh. So they go to find the guy who designed the butterfly bomb seen in the movie's opening, and things start to get a little tense here. But hey, this isn't anything that a good old fart joke can't solve, right?
Stop with the tip. Don't tip. Just tiptoe. And what does that smell?
Welcome to Dead Storage. Who's gonna die?
Yeah, there's some nightmare fuel for ya. They do manage to find the guy, but he sends another bug bomb after them and then disappears. They manage to escape the building just before it explodes. Thankfully, they are able to capture the guy, and they basically just torture his ass at this point. So next, this asshole goes to visit the evil boss lady here. And uh-oh, looks like Theodore got a little excited here. Guess he smelled some more macadamian cookies. So they find the lair of the guy who supposedly built the bomb, but are attacked by a T-800 Terminator. So, no idea how they managed to do this, but they're somehow able to both disarm and overpower this guy. Now, they all could have just shot both Whoopi and Teddy and ended things right then and there, but because that would actually make sense to do, they decide not to. She does manage to break free though with Teddy's help and kill most of the henchmen that have her at gunpoint, and then our bad guy just suddenly, for no reason at all, just reveals his plans to everyone. Now, yes, this is kind of a trope a lot of us have seen when it comes to villains monologuing and announcing their evil plans out loud, so that part doesn't exactly surprise me. What does baffle me though is the fact that they're mentioning this again after the opening text once again already told us all of this. The dude who built the bug bombs shows up again and we get another shootout. Unfortunately, Whoopi gets shot and I guess short circuits here. So Teddy manages to apprehend the Walt Disney clone through some more cartoon physics and slapstick humor, and the bug bomb guy ends up driving his vehicle straight through this billboard, which somehow causes the whole thing to explode on impact. I guess the director watched The Running Man prior to working on this film. So the day is saved, and so is my sanity now that this film is over. And apparently Whoopi survives. I don't really know how, but then again, nor do I really care. And you know, usually, even with the most dog shit films, I'm still able to find one or two things to grasp onto that I can kind of consider to be, redeemable qualities. I can't think of a single redeemable fucking quality in this movie. Seriously, I was in pure agony just from simply filming this review. I probably need to go to therapy once this video is over. I mean, none of the jokes in this film land at all, at least not for me. And while comedy is highly subjective, I can't see anyone above the age of 5 finding any of these gags funny. Then again, this film does have a couple of pretty mature jokes and innuendos in it, so I honestly don't even know who the hell this film is meant for. I mean, the character models are absolutely horrific, and also do not look like they cost anywhere near $30 million to make. Not to mention the lip syncing is abysmal. The action sequences remind me of something straight out of Batman and Robin, and the story, well, what fucking story? Well, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and down another bottle of wine, that way I can hopefully erase this experience from my memory.